Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Melbourne 22. I'm Aaron McCarthy.
And I'm Anna Burgess. Now tonight we have a very special show for you. We have a look at some of the incredible charity work going on around Melbourne.
We see what the AFL is doing in the community.
And we find out what you, our viewers, can't live without, except for us, obviously.
Obviously. All that and much, much more coming right up on Melbourne 22.
Welcome back to the 5th episode of Melbourne 22. We have so much for you today.
Oh, it's just unimaginable.
It's too much. It's too much.
So much that Anna was just dance breaking
I was just dancing, yeah. Look at this hair and makeup. This team, out of control.
Amazing.
Look at this hair and makeup.
You've got to remember it's special, that we've got this social media as well. You can keep up to date with all aspects of Melbourne 22. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter, we now have Instagram for all the interesting behind the scenes content, all the goss, the information, the upcoming episodes.
You're very
everything.
handy today. You're very Italian.
I'm a handy man.
Oh. Now
Sounded like Chewbacca. Yeah.
Now tonight we have a very interesting story on the multicultural and grassroots aspects of football. Are you a footy fan, Aaron?
I don't mind the footy. I wouldn't call myself a massive football fan.
Really?
Yeah, I follow the Dogs, but I don't really know who plays for them, coaches them, and how we're doing. I'm guessing not good. I'd be interested to see what the AFL are doing in the community, though.
Well, Aaron, it's your lucky day.
Among the frenzy of games, players and the media, the AFL could be forgiven for ignoring areas of the community at the grassroots level of the game. The AFL is committed to helping mould the next generation of leaders, players and people in the community. Recently, the AFL held one of their multicultural camps, committed to developing both talent and personal improvement in the players who attend. This is just one of the aspects of the AFL's community program, which also covers coaching, volunteering and umpiring. AFL talent manager Chris Johnson says that this is an opportunity that will help build ties within the community.
Yeah, look, these guys have been selected from their states to represent the world in the National 16 Championships in Pool C. This is just a selection phase at the moment. There's 42 players out here and we've got an opportunity to select between 15 to 20.
Anthony Koutafidis is the AFL World Coach.
Yeah, we've had selectors, guys that have been looking around and asking the questions and watching a little bit of vision to pick what they believe is probably the best 41 or 40 players outside of who's not being picked in state levels. So that's the sort of system we've used.
Even though it's a football talent program, we do hit home on a lot of things in terms of leadership and being a good person. There's various opportunities for multicultural people to come and get involved in football, especially at grassroots level. Auskick, all those sorts of things, we're very welcoming. They do a lot of work around trying to engage community and try to get them involved.
The AFL runs many activities and programs throughout communities, the most popular being the AFL's grassroots program, Auskick. Auskick is encouraging participation from the youngest generation, all across the country. Tim McCarthy is head coach at Greythorn Auskick Centre.
We do a little bit of work with their actual handball and kicking techniques and that sort of thing, but primarily if the kids are having fun and they're getting a bit of physical exercise, that's the main idea. A lot of them do sporting activities, basketball, soccer, so that's another avenue for them to develop friendships. It's like life, there are some people that are leaders and this type of environment can help them build those skills. As the kids get a little bit older and a lot of them are already playing with junior football clubs, then the focus becomes a little bit more on skill development.
There's a lot of talent that's coming from all sorts of nationalities throughout the country.
Every year we progress along, we're just going to get that little bit better and better, and before we know it, we'll definitely get someone playing AFL senior footy and maybe even a superstar.
The AFL's work in both multiculturalism and grassroots football is showing the league's effort to develop members of the community in an attempt to improve both itself and the wider world.
Well, it looks like a fantastic program, and it's amazing to think that we could have been watching a
Cooter
future
feeties.
star right there
A little
of the
cooter,
AFL.
a little cooter.
Yeah, mini cooter.
Now, to discuss this further, we have Andrew Dillon from the AFL to chat about the AFL's multicultural and grassroots program. Hey there, how are you doing?
G'day, Aaron.
G'day, Andrew. Now, mate, what is the AFL doing for multicultural communities coming up with their programs these days?
Well, we're running a lot of programs here. We have AusKick programs that are specific for multicultural communities, and we're spending a lot of time on our multicultural segments. It's a big proportion of the Australian population, and we really want to try and engage with the multicultural communities.
What opportunities can the program create for the kids?
Well, with the multicultural talent camp that we ran recently, it's a footy first program, but with guys like Chris Johnson and Anthony Koutafidis, premiership stars, and with great careers after football, they're real leaders for the kids, and they can show them all about leadership and other things, so that when they go back to their communities, they can be leaders there.
Now, Andrew, there is a really strong focus on community. Is that something that you guys have strived to really build into these programs, and how is that sort of affecting these kids once they come out of these programs?
Yeah, well, look, the community is really important. Obviously, the AusKick, which is our flagship participation program, we've got over 180,000 kids around Australia doing AusKick every year, but that's based on a volunteer network, and we're really fortunate to have people who will give up their time to help the kids learn a great game.
And how do you think these programs help kids, with life skills?
Well, I think particularly the AusKick program, it's really good for the kids because the sport skills they learn are transferable, but it's also good about physical activity, healthy lifestyle, teaches them social skills, and waiting in line to learn. They learn how to be patient as well. It's great.
Andrew, thanks so much for coming in to visit us. We really appreciate your time.
Now, Aaron.
That was the couch, I swear.
I know there was a little bit of a creak if you didn't pick that up.
They wouldn't have heard that.
Did you see I went like this?
I've just made it awkward.
Have you ever wondered how a guitar's made?
I have, actually.
Yeah.
Weird you say that.
Yeah, well, you're about to find out how.
Hi, I'm Patrick Evans from Mate on Guitars. I'm a guitar maker and manager of production and projects. I've been at Mate on for 20 years, but long before that I started with a little mob down in Geelong. Acoustic guitar would start in what we call face and back, which is where we'll glue the bracing onto the soundboard and on the back. Then we'll bend sides. We'll bring the sides and the back face and back together and assemble in a mould in an area we call bodybuilding. Once that's dry, it'll come across to body prep, where we rebate the sides, apply the bindings, scrape the bindings, get the body ready for a neck to be fitted to it, cut the dovetail joint for the neck. Then the neck is fitted to the body, fingerboard glued on, planed, frets fitted, nut fitted, and then they go across to paint. And then from paint to setup, where they have the machine heads and pickups and so on fitted. And finally, we check them, make sure they work.
Coming up next on Melbourne 22.
I'm a big fan.
I agree, and the moral of the story is always leave your hamster at home.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
You took a little while to get that out there, didn't you?
We're just talking about hamsters. It's just taken me a little. I have to erase that memory. We this week put you on the spot.
We did?
Mm-hmm, we did. We put you on the spot.
Take a look and see what you guys said about what you can't live without.
What can't I live without?
Literally? Clothes. Clothes, yeah.
The gym.
I don't think people would want me to live without them. Food, water.
My mobile phone.
Oh, I can't live without my garden. I can't live with air. I can't live without my wife.
Chicken parmesanas.
Food.
I can't live without my family.
I can't live without my skateboard.
My iPad.
Music.
My guitar.
My family. Coffee. Well, I can't live without my family.
Music. Music.
I love
And
you.
your family.
I love you.
Oh, cute.
Cute, yeah, but chicken
Parmesanas.
parmesanas. That was my personal favourite. And the
And the literally?
the lady literally, but the lady and the iPad. And I wouldn't say iPad, but sadly my phone. I don't think I could get by.
I love the married couple though when he was like
Bless.
you and she was like air.
Did she say that? He said you.
So.
She said
he
air.
said you, honey, and she went air.
What couldn't you live without?
Oh, that's I don't know.
Very loaded question, isn't it?
It is. It's too much.
Okay, segue. The
McDonald's
volunteer.
really came to mind though. I do enjoy a cheeky cheeseburger, but I could live without it, and so could my hips.
And so could her trainer. Now, the volunteers in this next segment understand that food is an incredibly important way, great segue, Anna.
Cheeseburgers, they know.
Of giving back in your community. Let's watch.
Who in your community are the local everyday heroes that make all the difference in impacting the lives of others? Today, we're putting the spotlight on the Plenty Valley community. We take a look at their great recipe to a positive and inclusive community, and why the soup kitchen isn't just the main ingredient. On the menu, a delightful head chef who's brought his genuine, positive, caring attitude to the table, and a team of like-minded, socially aware volunteers.
It's Alex Fabiani, I'm 55 years old, and I supervise a community meals kitchen. This started, like I said, nearly 3 years ago, and the main objective is to help the community. One of the things that we wanted here was people to feel like they're coming to a family. The most important word that I like is acceptance. I don't care where you come from, if you've got money or no money, it's just, we accept everybody in here. We don't ask for healthcare cards or for any pension card, we don't ask for nothing. Everyone's welcome to come here. So I do a lot of the shopping towards the place, the cooking of the place, the running of it. I was cared for my brother, which opened up a lot of doors for me. I've written a book and sat on a disability network, and then one thing led to another. This come out of it. Now I sit on an ER network as well, which is a Whittlesea Community Connection. We have meals like lasagna, chicken parmas, fish, shepherd's pie, meatloaf, roast, everything.
Alex has been busy putting back into the community. His motto for the kitchen is "We are in this together," and now is his chance to give back, even in what seems a small way.
That's the motto, we're all in this together. And when you think about that, we're all in this together, there's a lot, it means a lot more than what that means, But like I said, acceptance is a big word.
We speak to the people working beside him and how his positive attitude is contagious.
He is just such a relaxed, happy person. He loves to serve the community. He loves people. So even when we're working here, he makes sure that it's a stress-free environment, and he just has fun with us. Wow. So we're all happy, we're all laughing, and we have birthday cakes for everybody who has a birthday, and it just makes such a happy and fun-filled environment. So I think it's really started with Alex.
Alex started the kitchen, as you're fully aware, and it's his, how can I say, his eagerness to serve in the community that is infectious, as you may have seen from the interviews that you've done with him, which rubs us off on us and with the patrons that come into the kitchen itself.
You've heard of paying it forward. Well, when it comes to your community, words that come to mind might be contribution, service, and goodwill. But when do we truly put these words into actions?
Alex Fabiani, our motto is "We're all in this together," Melbourne 22 on Channel 31.
That guy.
Alex, what a legend. And there needs to be more people out there doing that kind of work and helping others. I think maybe a little bit, we might have just sort of lost that part of our Australian culture where we just reach out and help others and just, try and be nice and generous.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good on him. We also found out that some of you guys were pretty generous with your time. Let's have a look.
I'm a great person. Absolutely. Yep. Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Try to be.
I definitely consider myself a good person.
Yes,
definitely.
This morning, good deed, I helped a woman out who was getting their little dog attacked by a big dog.
Yeah, I consider myself a good person.
And I had to run out there and I was about to grab the big dog. I'm like, no, stay away from the big dog.
Ooh, good deeds. Good deeds.
Ooh, I used to work in a soup kitchen for a couple months. It's a good deed.
But grab the little dog, and that was my good deed for the day. Yeah.
I think I volunteer now and then. That's a good deed, right?
And I do charity work. I raise money for cancer and the orangutans. So, yeah.
Both Auntie Pat and I, we've been nurses, so we've looked after past generations.
I give money to buskers sometimes. I think that's pretty nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Generous people on the streets of Melbourne.
Good on them. Good, generous people. And we've got some good buskers in Melbourne as well, so
We
good
do.
on that guy for supporting them. And the chick who wrestles the dogs. Way to go.
In the package? Or
Yes.
there's a busker that wrestles dogs?
No. There's not a busker that wrestles. There might be.
That could be good. I'd pay for that. Now, guys,
Business opportunity
we don't
right
have
there.
that coming up, but don't go away because after the break, you're going to learn something about an ingenious Australian invention.
Ooh. Don't forget to keep on the conversation with Facebook and Twitter with this little hashtag that you see down here.
Where? What? With
I
the
don't know.
dogs?
There's
We don't
nothing.
have any. We don't.
Is there something for the break?
Coming up next, Goodbye Motel performed their latest single.
It was like
What have you been
linting.
rolling on?
Yeah.
I think you're molting.
Man
You've got something
jewellery.
in your hair
It's got
too.
so many man jewellery.
Welcome back to Melbourne 22. Now, Anna, do you remember the days when we had paper... what? She's being the meerkat. Meerkat! Do you remember the days when Melbourne had the paper money? When Australia? It wasn't just us in Melbourne here.
I did. Mum used to give us like $2 and I thought I was a millionaire, and I had this like really cool Billabong Velcro wallet and I thought it was tray chic, and I was obsessed with like Waves magazine, and I wanted to marry Kelly Slater and like ride waves for the rest of my life.
Of course you did. Well, before 1988, we carried around caveman-like paper for cash. Like, crunk. And then Melbourne stepped in.
Notes. They go unnoticed in everyday use. There are more than 21 countries worldwide that utilise the polymer banknote, and Australia is one of them. The polymer banknote was developed by the CSIRO, Reserve Bank, and University of Melbourne to replace paper notes with a more durable, environmentally friendly and secure alternative. Introduced in 1988, we have used the polymer notes ever since, and they have become a part of the Australian landscape. The notes are made from a BOPP substrate, which compared to paper is more resistant to tearing and folding, easier to machine process, and can be recycled at the end of their life cycle. And now, we can all sleep safely, knowing our notes won't wear out in the rain, add to landfill, or be easily counterfeited. And to think, it all came out of Melbourne.
Yep. See? Anything worth anything comes out of Melbourne. Take that, Sydney. They're not watching. That's why I said that. I used to live in Sydney, so I can say that. But anything of worth comes from Melbourne.
I'd like to get a job there. What? Not because I want to be around all of that unsecured money, but it just interests me. That's all. I think I'd be effective there. And it's interesting how it's made as well, of course.
Yes, very interesting. And well, that kind of pretty much wraps up what we've got for you this
In a
episode.
nice, tidy little package.
Little box like that, little Velcro wallet. Smash! Next week, we delve into the world of, get it, wait for it, magic. Stop it.
No.
No, seriously.
Shazam.
This whole set will be gone. We'll be gone. We're going to be in a box.
Will it?
A glass case of our emotions.
Kind of like the set, but anyway. We also take a ride back into your childhood on Puffing Billy.
Childhood? What was that?
Like
as in
childhood.
Short? Okay.
And we learn about one of the most recognisable landmarks. Don't know if it's that shape, but that's my hand signal for landmarks.
All that, and much, much more next week.
You got it. Now, if you liked anything from this week's show, you have any questions, suggestions, or you'd like to see behind the scenes of Melbourne 22, you could probably walk around that back section there, I'm guessing. You can head to our Facebook and Twitter pages or take a snapshot, post it up on Instagram. We're there too. We're all over the place.
We are. We're everywhere. Now, to play us out tonight, we have Goodbye Motel with Graham Callender. Good night.
Good night.
We the judge and jury find